Who took out Mark Andrew before a 6-man tag? Was it Eddie Dennis?
I think it was Gallus.
I think it was Colonel Mustard in the library with the rope. The ring rope.
Gentlemen, raise your beverages. It's an NXT party. Welcome everybody to What's NXT? Yeah!
La 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 la. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Welcome everybody to the NXT. Welcome everybody to the NXT party for episode number 86 of NXT UK. I'm your host, the Rated R reviewer, Stefan Osborne, joined as always by the General, Jerry Slaughter.
Good morning, wrestling fans.
And our special guest, the holiday, Christopher Mace. How's it going, Mr. Mace? Mr. Pepper Spray.
Hello.
Pepper spray.
Going crazy with everything going on at work, so glad just to get to relax a little bit before the chaos and talk about some wrestling.
I think it's time for Mace to have a new nickname, and we should make it Pepper Spray, because can you imagine how many more shows he could have on his channel with a new nickname to work with?
we should have somebody that's angry with them all the time, and then we call them Salt and Pepper.
Salty and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper's here.
Salty James and Pepper Spray. We'll get Hebert on the screen with them, and that's what will happen.
Oh man, that would be great.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I will call him over and over until we get James here and him there, so we can put it in that order.
Salt and Pepper's here.
I gotta ask Aaron how to put those nicknames underneath them, and then we'll get the belts out of the way so you can see them.
It's like, why does it say butt soup under me?
Plans, oh plans. Speaking of plans, there was a plan for this show, and it was 4 matches in an hour, less than an hour.
And it went pretty well.
And I don't think we had any in-ring promos, really.
Well,
but we had plenty of interviews and promos and video packages otherwise, like backstage. Like, this was a really solid show. You would have thought last week's show, that was the week before when Walter was defending the title. Was that last week or the week before?
that was the week before, because last week I wasn't here.
The memory I have. So yeah, you would think that would have been like the solid show. No, that show was totally not solid.
No.
Totally not solid, and the main event was disappointing. This show, totally solid. Main event, nothing worth writing home about. I have 2 notes on the main event, like seriously. But, very solid.
Yeah.
Chris, solid show? Did you like it?
I actually liked it. Like I said, 55 minutes, it was entertaining to me. There's some things I didn't like, but for the most part, I liked the majority of the show, but we'll get into that when we go through it.
I mean, what's not to like? We start the show with Kaylee Ray versus Danny Luna. This is following up on Kaylee Ray interfering in Danny Luna's match with some broad last week and beating them both up. I'm looking for it. And she was the one that came back and fought her in the end and ended up getting beaten up again. But at least she stood up for herself. The other person ran off. Do you remember who it was?
I wasn't here!
I think it was the week before. Check the week before. Well, anyway. Of course, Kaylee Ray's going to win. But this was an alright match. At one point, she misses a drop kick and Luna deadlifts her into a suplex. Which I thought was very impressive. But eventually, Kaylee Ray super kicks her into the back of the head and then gory bombs for the pinfall. After match, she goes to beat her down again because this is her second attack. And We knew it was going to happen.
Mhm.
You knew it was going to happen.
Everybody knew it was gonna
gonna
happen.
Piper Niven comes out and she chases her off.
Saves the day.
Nobody gets on a mic, thank God. But you kind of hear him. And Kaylee Ray grabs the title when she thinks she sees Piper Niven looking at it, which she didn't do a very good job of. I didn't notice she looked at it. To me,
Oh, she did a side glance to it, and then she said, "Oh, Doyle rules." Well, that was in my head at least.
that's bogus because Piper Niven's never been near a banana. Kaylee Ray takes the title and she says, no chance. There's no chance. So either there's no chance she's going to get a title match, or there's no chance if she did, she'd win anyway.
Not here, Dublin.
Now think about it. Kaylee Ray pinned Piper Niven in the triple threat match, but that was after Toni Storm was the one who delivered the final move. Well, yeah. Delivered the final move. Because she wasn't going to get her up for a gory bomb.
Nope.
I don't think. This was solid. Jerry, solid? Did you like it?
I thought it was a great opening match. Kaylee Ray was naturally going to win the match. She wasn't going to beat Dani Luna. It's just not her time yet. She'll probably end up getting teamed up with Zaya Brookside or some shit, and probably Candy Floss. There'll be some sort of faction.
So, Chris, first of all, I can't figure it out. There is this singer for Dani Luna's entrance music, and she's totally familiar. She sounds so familiar to me, but I can't place her. Any ideas? I can't find it.
She sounds like that singer, kind of like from Flyleaf, but I'm not sure that's who it is or not.
She also kind of sounds like the singer from Fireflight.
Yeah.
And a few other bands. Jerry, you're the Rolodex. Anyway, Dani Luna, you knew she was going to lose. Did you still enjoy the match?
Yeah, I still enjoyed the match. Luna, I thought, was pretty impressive how they did it at first. They didn't make it a squash match. They made it a good back and forth contest. So I was really happy with that because I want to see more of Luna here in NXT UK and see what she can do. Well,
that's the whole idea right now too. Because they have to re-strengthen the women's division. Right now, Toni Storm's not around, and then you have Rhea Ripley, who's completely gone from there now. So they have to reconfigure things.
I guess.
And actually have some credible people for the title.
I think what they need is an injection of somebody with credibility already built in, or several people.
Like Paige?
Oh, that would be amazing. Mm-hmm. That would be amazing, but I'm sure there are others. They just haven't gotten them.
Like Paige?
So we get a recap, some exclusive footage from after Finn Balor faced and defeated Alexander Wolf last week. It was Balor leaving, and he says, he's coming after Walter, but he works on Wednesdays. So he's leaving, and on his way out, he has a face-to-face with Tyler Bate staring him down.
Everybody was staring him down backstage.
Everybody was staring him down, but he really didn't give a shit until he came face-to-face with Tyler Bate. And then he was told, I guess his car was ready, so he walked off. Mm-hmm. And this leads in to Tyler Bate coming into, I don't know where the fuck they were.
Looked like they were at some sort of breakfast buffet or some crap.
Didn't look like an office. He interrupts Sid Scala and Johnny Saint to basically demand a shot to teach Finn Balor that he does not own the joint. And they said, we'd love for that opportunity to occur, basically insinuating that Finn Balor's not here anymore.
It won't shock me if he shot Tyler Bate takes matters in his own hands and goes over to NXT.
He's already been there.
Yeah.
We've seen him in the crowd. Who was it that he punched in the face? Cameron Grimes?
Yep.
Hey, my memory serves me then. Sometimes, folks, sometimes.
Sporadic. Very, very sporadic.
Well, Scala says in 2 weeks, Bate is going to have an opportunity along with 19 other men in a 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal. Winner gets the #1 contendership spot for the NXT UK Championship. Now, I don't know if there's 20 guys on the roster to put in the ring, but they're going to put 20 guys in the ring. And I would say out of everybody on the roster, because they're all going to be there, who you got, Chris Mace? Who gets the #1 contendership next week?
I think Balor's going to show up and win it. That'd be the only logical thing I could see, unless they do Tyler Bate again. And then they set up the Tyler Bate putting the number one contendership on a lot to get his hands on Finn Balor, because at least they recalled that story from when Balor attacked Trent Seven. And then Tyler Bate tried it, and Tyler Bate never was able to get his hands on Finn Balor yet, so in a match. So that would be a good callback to that story.
Right on, Jerry.
I didn't even think of it the way he was, but that makes the most sense, really. Is Tyler Bate wins the match and says, and Finn, only way Finn agrees to face Tyler Bate would be to actually have the number one contender spot on the line.
You know, it'd be hilarious.
What?
If the intent was for Tyler Bate to go to NXT and show up and attack Finn Balor, and then Finn Balor shows up this or next week on NXT UK to win the 20-man Battle Royal, and instead we get to next week on NXT UK and somehow they have to write out the fact that Tyler Bate was supposed to be at NXT last week or yesterday, and they both just flew over, or he just flew back.
So who do you have in this whole thing? Do you also have Finn Balor?
I think that makes the most sense but are we carrying it to, they're supposed to be carrying it to WrestleMania probably, right? Like maybe NXT TakeOver, so you have that match since you're not having the women's title match. You know, you have another title. Ends up being an all-male title match show. Anyway. Or now it's going to be pushed to maybe the next NXT UK TakeOver.
I'm thinking it's going to be in Dublin. It only makes sense.
Yeah.
But is that one far enough away to not, again, be canceled as well?
I think it's at the end of April.
Not again, but be canceled.
Yeah, it's at the end of April, so it should be okay.
I don't know.
Dublin.
And how do they're going to have to rewrite everything. They're going to have a new commentary team, but done from Stanford for some reason. Because they're going to, if any of this is right, like they're going to have to redub everything. Nina Samuels, actually, it's like a trick. You think it's a video package for Valkyrie. You're like, man, they love these video packages, making her look like this fucking superhero Valkyrie. No, it's actually Nina Samuels watching this shit on her phone while she's getting her makeup put on. And I'm like, why are you getting your makeup put on? You don't have a match tonight. But she wants to comment on Valkyrie stealing her spotlight. But next week, she has a chance to steal it back. So, her versus Valkyrie next week. Cool.
Which hopefully it'll be a better match out of Valkyrie.
Who you got, Jerry?
It'll be Valkyrie coming off with the win, and Nina Samuels is going to hopefully make her look credible. Because past couple of matches I've seen Valkyrie in, I really haven't been that impressed.
Okay, so given that in mind, would it make more sense to have Nina Samuels win so you can start building her up for an opportunity at Kaylee Ray?
That would make plenty of sense, and it would be awesome, but it's not going to fucking happen.
Chris?
I think Nina Samuels can get a good match out of Valkyrie. Valkyrie hadn't been impressive in the first couple matches with some stuff she's been doing. But then again, we also said that about Dragunov too, and look at the matches he's been performing in the last two matches we've seen him in. So we just got to give it a little more time with Valkyrie. But Valkyrie's going to win this. I don't see Nina Samuels getting the win here.
We do have that habit of saying, like, man, you suck. You need to get better. And then they get better.
Yeah.
Who was the first person that Dragunov lost to?
It was Balor, wasn't it?
Was it?
I believe it was Balor.
I thought he lost somebody else before he lost to Balor.
I thought so too.
No, he hadn't faced Joe Coffey at that point yet. I don't think he lost to anybody until he lost to Balor.
Well, speaking of an undefeated person,
I thought he lost to Cassius.
No, he kicked Cassius Ohno in the face.
Yeah, that's right.
And got the 10 count victory.
Yeah.
The count out. So you might be right, Jerry. So yeah, maybe Nina Samuels isn't the one to defeat Valkyrie. I'm going to go with Valkyrie too. So Joseph Connors versus the undefeated Ridge Holland, and I am so sad about this. Because Joseph Connors was on a nice little winning streak, like 6-month winning streak. And instead of paying off that. He had a loss against, who was it, Tyler Bate?
Tyler Bate with a very, very good match.
And now he's getting fed to the up-and-comer Ridge Holland, who is whiter than a tree trunk. But cool nonetheless. It was the battle of, as Jerry told me, the cool jackets.
the battle of the cool coats.
Chris, your thoughts on this match, sir?
I like both their theme entrances. I think Connor's takeover worthy. I wanted to see Connors win this match. I had me believe just for a second the way they were working on Holland's leg that he was going to win this match somehow, by hook or by crook. Or I was thinking it may have been some kind of count out where his leg gave out on him and it would have been a count out victory for Connors. He could have squeaked by and got out of there, but they didn't do it that way. It was Northern Grit for the win for Holland, and it was just one of those things like going, okay, we built Connors up for 6 months to prove he was takeover worthy. Incredible match, Tyler Bate, and now we're having him lose to Holland. Holland doesn't look that good in the ring to me. I'm not really been impressed with Holland so far. I like his entrance theme. I like his finish, but it's like, what the hell? What else are we doing now?
You like his finish? I like the snowplow better.
I mean, yeah, that's right. Snowplow. He didn't do the snowplow.
No, he did the Northern Grit, but they have since started calling the Alabama Slam the Northern Grit instead of the snowplow. This started a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it. The first time he did it on a jobber and had to hit it twice in order to pin him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you got to, I think Jerry said, if you got to do your new move twice, it's not better than your first move.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know why he's not doing the snowplow as the Northern Grit. But if he's going to change it, I'm all for doing something more original, something a little more impactful looking.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to change it to the Alabama Slam, just call it something else. Or call it the Alabama Slam. Your thoughts?
That's pretty much it. But this match, Joseph Connors naturally put on a great show and made Ridge Holland he actually had Ridge Holland on the mat. Not a lot of people have had that so far since he became less Luke Minzy. So it's closest he's actually come to losing. I didn't think he was gonna lose, and I was with you guys on that whole thing where I didn't want Joseph Connors to lose, but maybe they're gonna come up with some mid-card title and give it, slap it on him, and that'd be great. But for right now, I'm not sure what they're trying to do with him.
So I want to mention a few things in this match, because we saw something new out of Ridge Holland, which I'm hoping we continue to see in further matches, because he's had a pretty easy time with most of his opponents, so he doesn't hit a lot of moves.
Is this the move that you said was Nito 15 times?
Yeah, so
no, nifty.
He throws Connors into the corner. Connors grabs the top rope and does that jump into the air where he expects Ridge Holland to run underneath him. In this case, Holland uppercuts him while he's still in the air, and that was really
nifty.
Yeah. It was nifty.
It was nifty.
Let's see, Connors dodges Holland, who goes over the top, and this is where he tweaks his knee, and Connors hits a tope suicida, throws him back in the ring, starts working over his left knee.
Mm-hmm.
All the moves, you've seen the moves, that work over the limb, and especially the leg. All of the moves, the draping over the rope and hitting something, the fucking hitting an impactful move onto the leg somehow while they're laying down, kicking it over in the corner, kicking it, tying it up in the ropes and kicking it. He worked the fuck over this leg, and to his credit, Ridge Holland sold the shit out of that for the entirety of the match. He actually grabbed the Alabama Slam over in the corner where he's grabbing the ropes. I'm talking about
Joseph.
Yes, thank you. Connors is grabbing the top rope, but he's kind of helping him with the weight thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to protect from having the move hit on him, but he's helping him with his leg that he worked over the whole match. Any other notes here?
He does the tip of the hat afterwards, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Connors goes for something off the corner, and Holland catches him, hits a over the top suplex, hits him with another overhead throw, and then a pounce. And then eventually he gets him over, he gets him back in the ring. Connors rolls all the way to the other side, gets up on the apron, and this is where I thought Connors might have had it. He stands up on the apron and fucking back kicks Ridge Holland in the bad leg through the ropes, and then does a slingshot flatliner. Can't get it. That was his last shot. He should have picked him right up.
Just so good.
Should have picked him right up into the don't look down if he could possibly hit it, but he doesn't. Instead, he succumbs eventually to the Alabama Slam. Like he was over in the corner or something. I don't know. It got hit.
It was another one of those situations where Joseph Connors was trying to still grab onto top ropes, and he eventually had to let go.
Well, I tell you, it's an Alabama Slam. It's completely unoriginal, but he hit the fuck out of it, and I hope Joseph Connors is okay, because that was some serious whiplash.
That was some torque on there.
1, 2, 3.
Of
course, Ridge Holland gets the victory.
There was some mustard on that bratwurst.
So we cut to the back real quick because Mark Andrews has been laid out. In the hallway by Crook Unknown. So we need to loot the warrant and then we'll find the crook. In the meantime,
Carmen San Diego.
in the meantime, Dave Mastiff and Flash Morgan Webster are there, and they're like, "What happened, man? What happened? Are you sure you didn't see anything?" Of course he didn't see anything. This is wrestling. They never see it coming. They never see it coming. If they knew who it was, we'd cut to the back and they'd still be fighting.
Chris, who do you think done it?
Are we sure it wasn't with a wrench or anything like that?
It might have been. It might have been with a helmet.
It may have been with a helmet.
Oh, yes, the helmet. That would make sense. I think it's time for that person to turn heel too.
We were discussing this before we started filming. Flash Morgan Webster, it'd be the perfect time for a heel turn for him.
We've spent way too much time crediting NXT UK with the depth of their tag team division. Now they're going to rip all of these tag teams apart.
Yep.
We're still hoping for a breakup on Mustache Mountain. And I feel like the fact that we've been this long, and not only have they never been the champions, they have very seldomly been in the title picture at all.
No, they haven't.
They've mostly been one single superstar and then Trent Seven getting work where he can. You know?
Foreshadowing.
Anyway, Gallus shows up and Mastiff accuses Joe and the gang, and he's like, "Whoa, we didn't do this." And I'm like, you know what? I tend to take their word because Gallus is that kind of heel. If they had done it, they don't attack. Yeah. They, not only would they take credit, but they would have gotten to each one of the other members of the team and taken them out as well.
They would have stopped.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like them. The obvious choice, maybe, Eddie Dennis.
Eddie Dennis would be the next one on my list.
With the lead pipe. I don't know. Eddie Dennis
with
seems
the crazy dragon mask.
He seems like the kind of character to me that should have a weapon. And for him, it should be something signature. But what can you use that's signature anymore? Everything's been used.
Oh, he like, with his injuries and everything, a dragon cane.
A coffee mug.
It'd be a cane with some sort of dragon thing on the end of it.
No, because he's so smart and whatnot. Be a tea mug.
Oh, that'd be
tea mug. One that's made with glass, so he can shatter it over their head. Have a different character on it every week.
Or just like your prince is your pal.
Get
it, principal. Prince Headmaster.
Jesus Christ, Jerry.
Or just have one like this, for example. There you go.
Probably nothing trademarked, especially nothing trademarked by Disney. Just saying. Video package. Save us, video package. Ilya Dragunov. Very standard video package. A little bit of new promo in it, but mostly just, hey, remember this guy? Yeah, Pepperidge Farm remembers. I don't want to talk about it. It's standard NXT UK video package. Let's move on to...
My question is, why did they have it right there?
Because because he beat Cassius Ohno, and Cassius Ohno is facing Kenny Williams next. And I'm like, you know what? I don't think anybody cares about this match.
Closest to falling asleep what is
going on
was during that match.
But very, very solid. For somehow Cassius Ohno always makes the slow shit interesting. The way that he puts on these arm bars, or like standing arm bars and arm locks and wrist locks. And at one point, because Kenny Williams is the lucky one, right? He's always crossing his fingers. At one point, Cassius Ohno crosses his fingers, grabs them with his hand, and slams them into the mat. And just jams them. And I'm like, fucking Cassius Ohno, man. And, you know, he's calling himself the
Wrestling Genius?
Wrestling Genius as opposed to the Knockout Artist, because he is just all about British wrestling, and I'm gonna do fun shit and pin you, make you submit. Well, no. He fucking rolling elbowed Kenny into the back of his fucking head, knocked him out, put on the Cassius Clutch. I don't even think Kenny Williams tapped out. I think the ref had to call it because Kenny Williams was knocked out. I've got a few other notes.
That he wasn't very lucky in that night.
I like the spot where Kenny Williams is on the ring apron and he's going for a springboard, but he's close to the corner, and Cassius Ohno like sticks out his foot and stomps on Kenny Williams's hand to prevent him from being able to spring up because he can't get his hand off the rope. Just Cassius Ohno, man, he's so hot and cold to me on some matches, like the rounds match, the British rounds match. Jesus Christ! But this match, you know, for what it was, I really enjoyed it.
You were on that show with us, Chris.
And that spot where he counters Kenny Williams' wheelbarrow, he holds him and then grabs the leg to hold and then just kicks Williams' hand out from under him. This is right before he does that rolling elbow and finishes the match. But fuck, man. And we got to see Kenny Williams finally do his little triple threat move where he does the
skin the cat.
No, the drop kick, the
basement drop kick, yeah.
Through the ropes, and then skins the cat, and then runs and does the suicida.
Even then, it looked like Cassius had like deflected the suicida. He barely like acknowledged it. He's like, oh.
Very solid match.
Stupid gnat.
Chris, any other notes?
I actually like this match. I was really entertained by it. Cassius Ohno, like I said, he's hit and miss, but when he has these matches where he's so malicious, so sarcastic as fuck, and so, you know, with the smaller wrestlers like Kenny Williams, like I said, I find it entertaining. It's when he wrestles some of the bigger guys, like Dave Mastiff or something like that, where it's like, what the fuck? Hold on, wait a minute. But this was really entertaining. It's like complete fucking sarcasm. It was like kind of like I'm the big older brother, fuck you, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to you, bend your fingers, do this, fuck you.
Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
Yeah, take it, I'm done with you, pow, knock you out. Go to sleep, bitch, come on. That's how it reminded me of.
It's moments like these I miss my brother.
So, Cassius Ohno with the KO. Let's move on to, we finally get a name for the new backstage interviewer. I don't know what happened to Radzi. We haven't seen him in a while. I think he got probably dehydration from waiting on Tony Storm for so long. He's probably been in the hospital for a while with an IV in his arm. In the meantime, we have Jizar Williams. His name's Jizar. Jizar Williams. That would be the best. If it wasn't Jizar, if it was Jizar period, you know, middle name initial. Jizar Williams. He is straight dressed like Pee Wee Herman. I mean, to a T, dressed like Pee Wee Herman. Which thought was great. The black Pee Wee Herman. Oh, I didn't mention he was black. He's totally black.
Totally black.
He's interviewing A-Kid. And A-Kid's saying stuff, and then Noam Dar shows up and saves the day. Starts talking to A-Kid like you talk to somebody that doesn't know English very well. And just with his Scottish accent, it makes it so horribly, beautifully hilarious.
Yes.
And this is setting up a one-on-one match next week. Sure, why not? Yay.
And A-Kid looks ecstatic about it.
He says, "You a kid, me a legend." Sometimes I really fucking love Noam Dar. Jerry?
Noam Dar is just super irritating. And then he gets to actually be his, like, obnoxious self here, and it's wonderful.
See, this is why I wanted Noam Dar on the the commentary team during the last takeover instead of just being completely written on, or not on the show at all.
Yeah, a little bit irritating.
Against his contract, goddammit. Chris, Noam Dar or A-Kid? Because they've been pushing A-Kid. He could win this match. But what do you think? Noam Dar, because he's pretty hot right now.
I'm going Noam Dar on this one.
Jerry?
Dar, by some nefarious means.
They're trying to build up A-Kid as this this star, man. Like, not like main star, but definitely middle of the
star.
Yeah. Okay.
So you think he's gonna do?
I think somehow A-Kid wins for some reason. I don't know.
Roll up.
Just because I'm not gonna agree with everybody this time. Fuck it, A-Kid wins. Because Noam Dar honestly doesn't need a win over A-Kid.
No, he doesn't.
But it would do a lot for A-Kid to get a win over Noam Dar. Mm-hmm. I think. And I probably won't like it. I won't. I'll be like, fuck, man. Noam Dar got fucked. But I'm calling for A-Kid. We get a video package for Jordan Devlin. And then Jordan Devlin versus Travis Banks. And then the history of Jordan Devlin versus Travis Banks.
You remember the history of Jordan Devlin versus Travis Banks, don't you, Chris?
The history of the beginning parts of the shit. Episode 27 fucking bullshit.
There was a spot in this video package where I'm like, look, Chris Mace's favorite moment.
That's his match.
That double count out. He got to debut on our show.
With the double count out.
Talk about the main event with the double count out. One that he really didn't care about the feud anyway because it had been going on for so long because of these injuries, and it's like, fuck, like Jordan Devlin, we know, fuck, and yeah. So, next week, Jordan Devlin hopefully gets to beat up on Travis Banks again, this time for the Cruiserweight Championship, finally being defended on NXT UK. Devlin's home. This is where I think he should stay for a while, but we'll see how that goes. I feel like 205 Live could use him a little bit. Because we don't watch and nobody else does, so it's not really canon.
Hey, I watch 205 Live.
Case in point.
He's made one appearance on 205 Live so far.
Snap, Jerry. All right. One last prediction. Chris Mace, Jordan Devlin, or Travis Banks?
I'm not betting against the Ace. I ain't that stupid.
That's pretty smart, Jerry.
I roll with Devlin.
Of course, yeah. Jordan Devlin for the win. FTW.
That was one of the greatest things ever, was watching him win that belt. So that was so gratifying. It was frightening because you had Angel Garza land like not even a foot away from him. It's like, wait a second, did Devlin just win?
We are on to the main event. We've got Gallus, that's Wolfgang, Mark and Joe Coffey versus Dave Mastiff, Flash Morgan Webster, and instead of Mark Andrews, we have
plug
a sack of potatoes. You know our show, you know who I mean. Trent Seven comes out and he has presents.
He has extra towels. He just doles them out now.
For Mastiff and Flash Morgan Webster.
Tyler Bate must feel so special.
I feel like Webster's done this before. He nails it over the top rope. Mastiff doesn't even nail the top rope.
Mastiff completely flops.
He fails at this.
He fails horribly.
I have one note for this match, so I'm going to drop my shit first really quickly. Mark Coffey catches a suicida attempt by Trent Seven and chokeslams him outside. Super cool. Mm-hmm. Super cool. We in the match with that, what you call the percolator, the tag team finisher that Mark and Wolfgang do. Thank you. And then Joe follows it up with a hell of an All Raw Best for the Bells. 1, 2, 3.
All on Flash Morgan Webster. Poor little Flash Morgan Webster.
Mm-hmm.
He took a lot of beating in this match, but he also got a lot of offense.
Well, I'm starting to think maybe like that would be one of the catalysts. Flash Morgan Webster would be like, if you had been out there to help us, we probably would have lost that match. Like, say that to Mark Andrews.
My idea was that Flash Morgan Webster took out Mark Andrews before the match because Mark Andrews is always the star of their matches, and he wanted to be the star of the match this time, and he really was. Although he ended up taking the pinfall and most of the beating.
Even coming out to the ring, he seemed darker. Like his sunglasses, his sunglasses. He wasn't like smiling and like joking like he usually does, or like the whole thing like that. He was ready for business. So
if I'm not mistaken, there was not a time in the match where he tagged out willingly while they still had the momentum on their side.
Yep.
He had to tag out into hot tags where he had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the one in the ring for most of the time, and there was a lot of good offense that he had. Just nothing worth mentioning because I've seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris Mace, what do you think about the main event?
This main event was pretty much just average to me. It's only a 9. By the time entrances and everything was said and done, we had like 9 minutes left in the show.
I thought it was totally
it
solid.
It wasn't going to be nothing spectacular. Like I said, Flash Morgan Webster pretty much was in the majority of the match. The sack of potatoes didn't do much of anything except get thrown down on the outside with a choke slam. Mastiff did his stuff, but then pretty much it's all about Gallus making sure they can prove that they still had the keys to the kingdom, because they kept saying on commentary, if you listen to commentary, kept saying Coffey's not sure if he still has the keys to the kingdom, if this is his kingdom, they need that UK title, and they kept emphasizing about they're trying to reestablish this is their kingdom, they have keys to this kingdom. They kept trying to reestablish that over and over again in the commentary. So, I mean, it was obvious that Gallus was going to win regardless, and that's what they did. But I still agree with Jerry. I said Flash Morgan Webster is probably going to be the one that actually attacks his partner, and then that's when the heel turn is going to happen here soon.
Jerry?
Gallus has been running roughshod over everybody since they started. Since we started watching this program, they have been dominant. So seeing them beat Flash Morgan Webster, Mastiff, and Trent Seven, that was not shocking. And it was a very hodgepodge team. It was already going to be a hodgepodge team, and then with Mark Andrews being taken out, it was made even more hodgepodge. These 3 guys never tagged together, and you have Gallus who teamed together like nonstop.
All the time.
What the fuck else was going to happen in this match? So
well, the other team did have the power of the babyface.
Yeah, but
that babyface booster.
But that only takes you so far in a match. If you're not Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, it's not going to help you at all.
I thought it was a solid match. It was not necessarily memorable, but definitely solid.
It was a good mid card match, and that's pretty much what we needed for that to close out that show anyway.
Yep. So that brings us to the end of this main event.
Mm-hmm.
And here on the NXT party, we like to rate the main event using good old fashioned NXT. Yeah, I haven't mentioned this in a while, but yeah, I know that's super contrived, but it was our best idea when we started the show, a year and a half ago. So
yeah. I ran over NXT party.
The NXT party.
Welcome everybody to the NXT party.
Yeah, there for a while I was having trouble starting the shows because I was confused the intros. You'd have to keep doing it over and over again. And then he came up with the song. And it helped so much.
Welcome everybody to the NXT party.
A little look into our background. Okay, so we are going to rate this bitch. Chris, out of 5 spots of NXT, where do you rate the main event?
2.5.
Wow.
Right down the middle.
I'll say it was just an average match. Like I said, it was short match. Like I said, it was just average to me. I expected Gallus to win. Like I said, like Jerry said, Gallus been dominant for the most part since day one when they debuted in NXT UK. I wouldn't expect any differently, especially with a meshed up team. Like I said, I'm just going to go give it a 2.5. That's all I can give it.
I don't think it was that short, though. That match was at least 15 minutes.
9 minutes. If you look at by the time their entrance comes in, you had 9 minutes left on the show. It was a 55-minute show. It was at the 46-minute mark.
Damn. Jerry?
I'm going to go with Chris on the 2.5, but I'm going to give it an extra quarter because now I'm intrigued about who attacked Mark Andrew. And the show itself was actually pretty solid front to back. You got a good ratio of matches, promos, and like build up for the next week. So I was satisfied with it. So 2 3/4.
Well, mine's all based on speculation at this point. At this point, I agree with you, but I also think that if it was Flash Morgan Webster that attacked Mark Andrews, then there is so much storyline in this match that it bumps it up for me personally. Because you know me, I'm all about the story. So I'm going to call it a solid 3. Start at 2.5 and give it each of those extra quarters. So 3 spots of NXT for the Wiz.
So pretty much an average show.
Average show. A little bit above average for me. Because it was so solid beginning to end. Everything was good. Yeah, good starts at 3. 3 stars.
That works.
So that brings us to the end of this episode of the NXT Party. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Chris, for joining us and helping us review it. If you guys don't know, this guy sent us a message down below with an email address. We got him on the show. He now has his own channel, and he has over 1,000 subscribers.
It's all because of us.
I'm just saying, if you guys,
Give me a chance, yeah.
if you guys want to be on the show,
I always praise y'all every time. If it wasn't for y'all ever giving me a chance on episode 27, I would have never even gotten the courage enough to do this stuff. So I'm always going to be thankful for y'all for giving me that opportunity when you did.
And we appreciate the fuck out of you too.
Yeah. So if you guys out there want to be on the show, like the trend is, you get on the show, you do the show a couple of times.
You become way more successful than us.
Yeah, you get it. You start your own channel because you're like, I've got shit I want to talk about.
Seriously.
I don't get to be on the show enough, so I'm going to start my own channel, do my shows weekly, and then you end up with 1,000 subscribers. This is how it happens.
Yeah.
So come be on a show with us. But if they want to find your channel, your super successful channel, where's it at?
You can find it on YouTube at the Holiday Christopher Mace. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Christopher Mace. And also made it easy for everybody. If you want to follow the members of the NXT team, go to my wrestling content playlist. You'll see all the new shows from every member of the NXT team and supportnotaq.com.
Cool. If you want to message us directly and try and get on a future episode of NXT or the NXT Party, help us review an NXT UK episode. Have a spot of NXT with us, won't you? Okay, enough of that. You can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's Stefan. Or if you just want to look me up, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, Osborne. As always, the R stands for restricted. I'm going to change it up a little by just saying that I'm going to change it up a little. You can also find the gentleman on Twitter.
At Gerald_JSJ, my Facebook group Armbar, all capital, ARMBAR. Exclamation point. Totally gonna do that exclamation point shirt. It's gonna be badass.
Yeah, someday.
And then we also have our Aftermatch Wrestling Facebook page and also Aftermatch_Wrestling on Instagram.
And on Twitter, Aftermatch
Rest.
And Aftermatch Rest. We take the ling out of wrestling.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Whatever that means. That's what we did. We took the ling out of wrestling. You can also find me on Instagram at osborne.stefan, him on Instagram at the_gentleman_slaughter. No, that doesn't work.
Lowered expectations.
Oh my god, lowered expectations.
Mad TV, yes.
Oh my god. Oh. Man,
good callback there.
What a way to interrupt the out.
Yeah, great stuff.
Outro.
Yeah.
Also, we're on Patreon at Stefan R. Osborne if you want to help the channel out. I think we have a new thing now. For every $10 donated, one of us will take a chop
to the chest
from the other, and you get to decide who takes the chop. I feel like I'm going to regret this. But, yeah, so find me on Patreon if you want to do that. We will personalize the video for you and send it to you and also put it on the show.
Yep.
So other than that, where else? Nowhere else.
Well, if you like our video, click the like button. That's over here with him.
And if you like all our videos, do yourself a favor. Click the subscribe button that's over there underneath Jerry.
Wherever you're in this general area.
If you
The
want
general area, yeah.
If you want to help the channel grow, click that subscribe or that share button. Share us on Facebook and Twitter and I don't know, your mama's Twitter.
Your mama's Twitter. Your mama's Twitter's so big. We're tired.
For the holiday Chris Mace, for the gentleman, the General Jerry Slaughter, I am Whiz Fresh Stefan Osborne. Thanks for joining us and having a spot of NXT and all that garbage. We will see you in NXT time.
Have a good day, y'all.